Oh,
You can't name birthday.
right. Sorry, I didn't get my froggy done. I've been painting something else this week.
See, she's pulling out a frog as well.
Oh, a frog, because you put that. No, my
No.
nephew's coming down and he sent me a picture of his Staffy dog and she's got beautiful eyes. So I've been painting that because they're coming down Thursday, but I don't know whether it's, I don't know.
I guessed it'd be my fault.
No, it wasn't your fault.
I don't know. Oh, here's our Pauline. Did I start a little bit early?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, it's 10:29, plenty of time.
Yeah.
This picture won't knock it out of the park, won't it?
Yeah. Morning.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Pauline.
How are you, Chris?
Getting there.
Good.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's wretched cough. It just
Right.
won't. Really, really, tires you out. But apart from that,
Oh, yeah.
I'm wrist strapped up. I'm still doing the exercises.
oh gosh. How many weeks is it now, Chris?
With
With
6, 7.
gosh, it's going on a long time, isn't it?
Well, they've told me the earliest I'll be able to drive is the 20th of December.
Really?
Right.
Gosh.
But I've got to get
Ah,
working properly. I can't grip it any more than that. So
Right.
if I can't hold the steering wheel, I'm not.
oh no, you can't
Right.
do that, can you?
No.
No. Anyway,
Get one of
I'm
those
all right.
full things on it like they have in America, so they can do that with 1 arm.
Just one arm, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually.
Oh,
Have
it's
you got-
not. Don't go there.
No.
Can you imagine me with that, the way I drive? Flipping out. That's
Morning.
Morning, Joyce.
How's
Morning.
everybody? I've just
Yeah.
heard Christine about what you were saying, but
Yeah, that's
Hope-
right. I'm fine.
progress, hopefully, progress.
Well, wrist bones take a lot longer to heal, don't they? So
Right.
there's dozens of them in there, isn't there?
Well, that's right.
You're always bending it, aren't you? Doing something. It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I keep this wrist guard on,
Mm.
but I take it off when I'm relaxing in the evening. I've got to wear it in bed.
Is it still painful?
It depends.
Achy.
Yeah. It's still,
You managed to get an electric tin opener.
no, I've got one of those. They're okay for wrinkle tins. They've got like a hook on them, and you put it in.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Use it left-handed, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I've got to get there, haven't I? Baby's due on Friday.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Fantastic. Gosh.
I'm not expecting him to be perfectly on time, of course, but
No.
yeah.
No, it's a boy then.
Yes. Oh, yeah. They've known it's a boy right from the start.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
Brandon.
exciting.
have they named it yet? Have they got a name for him?
Yeah. Brandon.
Oh.
Brandon James.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, that's nice.
This is what it wouldn't
James,
be.
Brandon James.
If they could have changed the James to something else now, BBB, couldn't they? Three
Same as his granddad.
James has got 3. He's James, William, Alfred.
Gosh.
I just imagine it. I had a daydream yesterday of sort of in the hospital and then calling out James, William, Alfred. Come into the, cool. Yeah, it was. I like that last week. Once I said it's a tree frog. Everybody's treating it like a tree frog.
Well, that's good.
They've got to be related, haven't they?
Yeah.
They have, yeah.
That's a wonderful expression, that one.
Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Who's
That's
that?
mine. That's mine.
Oh, it's
That's
lovely.
great.
Pauline.
That's
Excellent.
good.
I was, it's such a fun subject in the end. I knew it
Yeah.
because even if it goes totally
Pear-shaped.
pear-shaped, it's still going to be a
Frog shape.
cartoon about it. It's never going to be a worthless exercise.
Mm.
Yeah, it's really good now. I like the eyes, like you say.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Mm.
Mm.
Brilliant doing these creatures because they do have characters. You know, you
Mm.
can see. I think this is Noreen.
Oh,
Noreen?
that's not. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice. That's
He's,
good.
he's a bit scary.
You
It
look,
looks like
you
he's
look,
going to leap straight at the scope.
he looks as if he's about to
Mm.
jump off, doesn't he? It's
Yeah,
good.
right, onto your lap, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it's a freehand
Right.
drawing. It's really good.
Mm.
It's
Oh.
great.
Yeah.
They all got. Come on. But once I said that last week, it's just a bloody tree frog. That was it. Oh, Noreen
Oh.
sent me that,
Oh.
Uh-huh.
and
God.
on my Facebook page, some of the things I must be in a stamp collecting thing, and I thought,
Oh.
I don't believe it.
Oh, wow.
I thought,
Mm.
Noreen spread far and wide.
Mm.
Mm.
It sort of came back. It was almost like as soon as I saw Noreen's image, she emailed it, and I went back to Facebook, and that came up. I thought, oh no, amazing colours. Joyce showed.
Oh,
Oh, that's
gosh.
good. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, look at all those circles. That's
Yeah.
lovely.
Oh.
It's
Beautiful.
I had great fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I don't know how you come up with the ideas. It's good.
Well, I know something. And in one of the art groups I was in before, one of the ladies did, a turtle,
Mm.
and she did fantastic intricate detail of the shell or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that just, when I saw this, I just thought, oh yes, because it's got all these details in the
Yeah.
in the skin or whatever
Yeah.
it is. So that's where it came from. But I did have great fun with it.
Mm.
Yeah, it's great. Love the eye.
Mm.
Good. And it's got a home already.
Oh, has it? Oh.
Yes, my friend is having it for her 2 little grandsons.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
I love it.
They've got a collection of mine already, including psychedelic giraffes. So
Oh, right. Add to it.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Oh wow,
Wow. Yeah.
brilliant.
That's good.
Chris's
Mm.
Love it.
is acrylic,
Oh,
so it's a much stronger. Is that a small
Yeah.
canvas you got there, Chris? Is
sorry?
that a small canvas?
Yes, yeah, just a little one.
Oh, you did well on that, Chris.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Mm.
It wasn't easy.
No.
Fabulous.
At least you're
Well,
doing it
the
still.
frog
so-
Well, at
shape
least I'm
is good,
trying. It's
Mm.
right.
feels like it's underwater.
Mm.
Mm.
I thought, hello.
It's got atmosphere, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's come out a lot darker on the picture. I'm just looking at the original one now. And it looks. doesn't
It's
look
better,
as-
it's better than that.
but hey,
It's
it
great.
is what it is.
Well, they're only reminds me of Stingray, the little monsters
Oh.
when we were kids. They used to have those little fish creatures. It just makes you think though where they got the ideas from.
Oh, I like that one. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I saw that and saw the circle. I thought, good blimey, just bringing on a migraine.
Joyce.
That wasn't the intention.
Oh.
No, I mean, you could do an arrow to start at the top and then finish at the bottom and ever I find your way through that lot.
Mm.
Oh, takes a computer to do that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, very good. There's some lovely jobs there.
Excuse me.
This morning's a bit terrifying.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Mm.
saying. Though.
Yeah.
Everyone, Noreen says, "Oh, I'm looking forward to this." And
Oh,
When I saw the picture originally and sent it to you, Dave, I thought, oh, that would be wonderful. But that was before I broke my wrist, before I had COVID. And now I'm
Oh.
just thinking, oh my word, what was I thinking?
Yes.
yeah, I think it was yes. In oils or acrylic, you could have some real fun with this.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
just using a bit of palette knife and just heavy
yeah.
bodied paint. You know, it worked. But it'd be interesting to see what the
Yeah.
what it turns up with. That was a wider field try. I thought I'm confused enough as it is without taking 2 pictures involved.
Mm.
I did manage to sketch it, but I had to use a grid for this. But I was going part through it, and I was going, "Blimey, Christine!"
Oh,
But it'll come out. We'll sort something out. But looking at I haven't really. And the foreshore, the front, you know, is the bit that's annoying as well. It's a bit cluttery, isn't it? So try and put some blur on it, but still put some detail. Take it away. The sky, I think, is an issue there as well, because let me see what happens if I. No, it doesn't work. Because the camera's pointing straight at the light pollution, i.e. the statues, the shard. It's a sail, isn't it?
Spinnaker
Yeah.
tower.
oh,
A
Not the
spinnaker.
shard, it's the spinnaker.
Spinnaker.
Yeah, I happily renamed it. But because the camera's pointing at that, so that makes the sky look, you know, totally darker than it may well be.
Well, my friend took the photo coming back on the ferry.
It was late, wasn't it? Early morning.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have a bash at it, won't us?
Yeah.
I like the colour of it. It's nice.
Yeah.
If we can get that colour.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I decided, yeah, that's one of the things that crossed my mind was what colour to paint the
You could do it any colour, couldn't you? Does it change colours like some of them do?
I'm not sure. It
you
might
know what
do.
I'm going to say, don't you?
What's
Does
that?
it? Just as I paint it bright yellow or something. Yeah, they changed the colour on that doodle. We're definitely recording. I'll switch over the microphone and do a bit of splashing and see what happens. So,
No Anne and Gordon today. They're obviously not back yet.
No, Anne's Anne messaged me earlier. They're arriving next week. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Before I start, otherwise I'll forget. One of the things I've been doing, I used to paint acrylics on these boards, and it's PVC sheet. I can't say that without whispering. PVC that stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to swear, and it's going to come out as shit. But it's got like a film on top which you peel off if you can, or in my case, I forgot. But what I've been using it for is to paint on, which in itself doesn't sound very exciting. But the thing about it is, because I like to stretch mine using the paper tape. Here's an example. We did this ages ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
A little Ralphie. But thing is, when you finish, it's always like, what do you do with this stuff? You can peel it straight off
Oh,
Oh gosh.
that's good.
of the board.
Yeah.
Turn it over, and you can see where you paint. You can just trim it round the edge, and voila, you're finished. What a damn amazing thing that is.
Mm.
Only kind of discovered it a couple of weeks ago when we were painting the eye.
So where did you get it from then?
This is the big secret that I'm not going to tell anyone.
Oh,
Well, I
but
can
you'll tell
now
us.
because it's called Paylights, isn't it? And it comes from, if you've got a sign writer, a sign printer near you, go in and have a chat with them and ask for some. You could they'll have tons of this stuff, offcuts. And I went in and bought it because I had a commission to paint a floral thing for someone's garden, and they wanted to leave it out all night, you know, all the time, an outdoor painting. So I thought about it and thought, well, this stuff's perfect because it ain't going nowhere. And painting acrylics, you have to put a binder on the first, which is just varnish of a type. As far as I know, it's 10 years later, he's still got it on his garden wall.
Oh gosh.
In
That's
his garden courtyard. But it's about 10 mil thick. Get it as thick as you can, but it doesn't weigh anything, and it's really rigid. It doesn't warp. I've got one here that I'm using today for this thing, and you can use both sides. I think on the back of this one, is there another painting? Yeah, I've done is the guitarist split.
Oh, all right.
So that's still on there, ready to be peeled off. If I
Yeah.
decide that I've finished with the thing,
Yeah. Oh, that's really good.
you know. So the sign writer stuff that I was using it, I've been using it for ages, and then I realised that it's got a film coat, protective film coating on it. So, and I've just been sort of cutting it round like I normally do on a normal piece of wood board. And then to my amazement, discovered you don't need any of that, it just comes off. Here's my sketch. You saw on the thing, I masked it out, put a little bit of masking fluid on the thing, on the, and let's get this right, the Spinnaker. Okay, get it right, mate. I've got so many pictures that we've done. I've got like a little easel thing just over in front of me, and I put all the little images and just stand them there. They're all A5 glossy prints. So many there now that the push back. I'm such a wuss. I won't get rid of stuff. I think, I might want to do that in a minute, or do something else, you know. So just leave it there. I think I'll come back to it, especially the portraits. I put this brush away this morning, thinking I won't be using that. Then I thought about what we're likely to be doing, and it came straight back out. Anyway, I'm painting upside down at the moment, which because I'm just focusing on some sort of sky work. The Gordon will be watching this back. He'll be saying, you're looking at the sky and there's something that will come in his head, and it's what's that flipping color called? That dark color?
Indigo.
Indigo. Use indigo, Dave. You need indigo. So anyway, just so I have got some.
And so have I.
But I don't know.
I think we have as well, haven't we, Pauline, in our
Mm.
paint?
Yeah, we
You will
have.
have if you've got the St. Petersburg one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause they'll have it in.
Mm.
Great
The,
tube in acrylic.
Oh,
Yeah. I bought some. I don't know if it was Gordon inspired. I don't think so. It must have been something that I saw and decided to get some. But I bought 2 tubes of the this stuff. Shinzan Japanese paint. It's a blend. It's not true watercolor. It's the blend of watercolor and gouache. They do make 2 types, I discovered. I wondered why. I bought a whole wad of different colors of this, thinking, oh, this is the bee's knees. But when I went to get some, replace it with some new stuff, I discovered that I'd been buying this, the hybrid stuff is much cheaper than the, if you want the real watercolor, it goes back up to the sort of 10 quid a tube.
oh gosh.
From, you know, you put it in your shopping basket, and then I got so far and looked at it and I thought, what? There was only 3 colors were like 20 odd quid or something. I thought, oh, no, hang on, rewind. Then I discovered my error. But I was thinking this morning, somebody asked, what do you want for Christmas? I think it was David Jr. I thought this morning I might just send him a list of 4 or 5 of the real Shinzan watercolors and see what happens. Not a lot. Knowing Davey, not a lot. I'll still be looking at the list next year. I've got blue here, but there's a little bit of I haven't cleaned my palette, so there's some of that shadow grey in there as well. So I'm going to start at the bottom and see what happens. I want it to flow down, don't I? But I did put a lot of water on it. The blues, I'm trying to avoid that. I've sketched the what's that thing called? Office block or whatever it is down there. It's ironic, really, because last week I remember mentioning, I can't remember his surname, his first name, but it was Mr. Weldon to me when I was at school, and the art teacher, and how amazing it was to watch him just freehand paint what do you call it, landscapes, silhouette landscapes in the distance. It must have been his party piece or something, because he could just use a brush and paint silhouette buildings in the distance. I always envied that. And I was thinking, looking at this, thinking that's what we need to do here, really. Right, what do you reckon? A bit of silicone or indigo silicone? What is it?
Oh dear.
I'm under this thing with James has put me under too much pressure. I said to Mel, it's always the same. When people are in hospital, you feel it's easier for them than it is for you. I've always said that. It's harder for you because you're not there.
It's
Putting
just
that
like
red in. That red didn't work. I was trying to think about the glow of the Spinnaker. It's going to be a lot of, but it's watercolor, so I've got to stop thinking I'm going to get really solid doodah, effect in the sky. I might have to spray this in a minute. Or this is Arches. What's the word? Hot press, isn't it? Smooth to anyone in the know. There's a little bit of this indigo then. Just squirt a bit in. I remember doing this before and it was in the palette for months. It was a big blob of it over there and it never went away.
Mhm.
It's so strong. You watch. What do we want? Whoosh.
Ooh.
It is strong colour. It's Japanese, they know how to mix up indigo. It is a bit, I don't know, a bit monotonous. In a funny way, but it's a necessity. You just got to plug away with it and I'm trying to get the water to flow and do some work and avoid runbacks, obviously. This is what it's the advantage of water. Oh god, I just stuck the brush right in amongst a lot of it. Well, but I did that little bit of red I put in there is
It's good.
it's still there. It's got in amongst the background, so you might find, as I am, I put a lot of water. Well, I was chatting away, apparently oblivious of what I was actually doing, but I wasn't. I was just planting water all over the place because I want it to, whatever brush strokes I put, I want it to flow around. Yeah, there's a hint of that sort of rose there. So I did set the hairdryer up thinking I'm going to be drying this off. I'm not sure if I was doing it on, with more time, and I'd probably get to this stage, stop, let it dry naturally, and then come back and have another think about it. Would I add some more, some different colours? I think try to avoid this point bit. And they got one of these in Poole Harbour on the bridge, doesn't it do this sort of thing?
No.
You've got the twin sails, haven't you? They cross
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting confused because I
Yeah.
doing enough. Not like can't remember the last time I went to Poole. I learn a lot about. I'm a member of the Parkstone Next Door social media group, so I get notifications from Poole all the time. And most of the time, I'm thinking, I ain't going over there.
It's not that bad.
Actually, it's the one I'm a member of is Parkstone, but it sort of encompasses that area.
It's quieter over here than where I used to live.
Done it already. Look.
Oh,
These holes, you've got these holes to put your finger through and hold the palette, but you're natural, because I'm left-handed, doesn't matter, would it? Whichever out, my thumb has to go somewhere. So invariably, it's straight in the nearest colour, which is turquoise, cobalt turquoise. One of them. Maybe it's telling me you need a bit in the sky. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's getting to that stage where paper is starting to dry off a bit. Just get rid of these water bits at the end. I'm at about 15, 20-degree angle, 15. Well, I don't really measure it. I just look at the box that I've got on the side and just put it on there, whatever that angle is. Yeah, I can put what are those things called?
Spirit level.
Spirit level.
Mhm.
Spirit level. Down a bit. Stop there. The little mouse is up there. Shows I'm suffering from age fatigue. It's my uncle Jim. If he's listening, he would know that. He used to be a carpenter. Let's get rid of that. He used to have a spirit level, obviously, like they do, these people. And he used to tell me it was a little mouse inside the spirit, inside, that used to run up and down.
Ah,
Yeah, that's a little mouse in there.
it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, so all these years later, 1,000 years later, I'm still calling it a little mouse. I don't know what to do about that, Sky. Probably nothing. Just leave it alone. If anything, add more to the base, make it even more dramatic. But I'll leave that to when it's bone dry. It's at that stage now. You can see it's starting to
Mm.
getting those. It's not a run back, but it's a I'm settled down here sort of thing. I'll just tilt it to one side, see if it moves. I've got a lovely shine on it, but there's not a lot of movement. So in that respect, leave it alone. But what I could do is take a bit of the, I'm scared of holding the palette now, so I'm sticking my fingers in. Oh look, that's the colour I wanted, but not much. Right, here we go. I'm gonna just do a bit on the foreshore, whatever you call it, the harbour. God, look how fierce that's how fierce that red rose madder is. I just touched the top and whoosh, look at that.
Oh, God.
I didn't say that, but I thought it.
Mm.
It's like, oh my God. Wow. They don't call it permanent rose for nothing. It's like once it's there, it ain't going anywhere else. I wanted to blend some colours on the base. I've done it high as well. But I was looking at the, I think I'll put it up here as well. And I topped up my yellow yesterday with it's brilliant yellow, and which is the shin sand color, and Terry Harrison's autumn gold. I don't know what possessed me, but I was there on the tube was looking at me, and I thought, well, about time you came out. Remember, it's autumn gold, but it's akin to Indian gold, which is like you put it on and it's one little
Gosh.
dab of it lasts forever. I remember putting it in my palette and I couldn't get rid of the stuff. Indian gold, it's so strong. But I'm just trying to set some base colours on. Let's have a look. Got the reference picture here. I haven't looked at it yet. Whatever. Oh, boom, boom, boom. It's just one of those moments you think, wish I could paint in acrylics. Don't know. But I've got the sepia left from up above the sky. So I'm just going to drop some of that in. Hopefully, oh look, splish splash. It did. It's mayhem. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of the well, I'm confident I'll get some of the undercolors to seep through. But again, I'm at that same angle. So I'm of the mind that the paint's going to run down a little bit. If it doesn't, I'm going to spray it. Already decided on that. But I have masked out a cup, put some masking fluid across the bottom here and there, just to so when it's dry, I'll have some sort of highlights floating around there. Nose. Just looking at the reference picture. Very therapeutic, this is. Indigo. So that's the theme colour today, isn't it? Indigo. I'm not putting that barrel, that bullet, whatever they call it. There's like a walkway or something going across the harbour. Pontoon, barrage. I'm no seaman. My dad scared all that out of me when I was a nipper. You're my crew. Oh dear. Some of the places he used to sail where he shouldn't. Silly. Use the bit of that. Pew! What's that noise, Dad? Pew! Oh, it's only bullets coming off the water. Oh, do you think we should go back to shore, Dad? We'll be all right. There's a bloody MOD firing range. Oh. Seems funny now. It wasn't blooming funny at the time. When you're sort of 14.
Mhm.
You know, 14 sailing thingy.
Just thought I'd let you know you've got another member of the art group staring at the Leo's decided to jump on my lap. He's been saying for ages.
Wants to join in.
Yeah, he said I could do that. I could do that with my big feet.
Well, he's used to it, watching you, I suppose.
Yeah.
Dropped in a bit of. Yeah.
I don't think he can make out where the other voice is coming from.
Yeah. I've had, that's one of the drawback. Well, it's not drawback, it's not the right word, but anyway, one of the things about, because Mel's been going in with James for the, you know, for 11 or whatever all afternoon and come back early evening, and of course got the dog, and the dog's, like you say, he's so used to having Mel around and that he spends all the rest of the day trying to sit on my lap.
Yeah.
It's like I've got a four-legged keyboard warrior, attached to me most of the day. I'm trying to tease him, you know. Not, I won't shout at him or anything, but sort of direct him another way. This is a true watercolor experience. Nothing with this. It's a question of trying to paint what you see or feel, and let the water do some of the work, because you want that nice randomness. I'm always going on about that, and I make it look like it just sort of landed there. It's a bit of a bad lead, really, because like I've used so much water today, but a lot of the classic mistake, it's not a mistake, but a thing that we're all guilty of at some point, is putting too much water in makes mud. So if you look at your image or your painting, you think you feel it looks a bit muddy or whatever, that's the reason. There's too much water around. You're trying too hard. The classic, I'm going to do it because the classic thing to remember, and I go on about it all the time, just let that dry off a second. Doesn't look too bad. And it is one splash of colour. So we're using sepia, so that's a good example. One row of colour, brush in the water. And here at 15 degrees, this is my angle device that I'm using at the moment. It's just like a pencil case. Back in the water, and then the bottom of the colour you've just put on, and just let it just doodah down. It happens nearly everything you do. You can paint. If you put paint there, don't go over it again. You just put it there. Just go underneath it. So doink. There's a lot of water on there now, but so it's just da, 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 da. Have confidence, have faith that it'll blend in, which it will. And then you get these lovely sort of pools of colour at the bottom. Then you can use clean water underneath, or just no water on the brush. Just clean your brush off and then let it soften down. You get all those wonderful watercolour feels. And when you've done that, leave it. Unless you want to add some, say it's on the beach or something, and you want to add one colour, but don't do the I'm painting the front living room wall. Just drop it on and let the water do some of the work. That's why they're called watercolours. You can change your brush if you like. Use a thin brush if you can't get close, but don't touch the bit at the top if you can prevent it. Just let the water do some of the work. But 3 colours is a max, so you can let that dry off a bit. You'll get to know after a while. So you can 3 colours is watercolour. Any more and you get mud. Interested to see how that dries off, actually. Anyway, enough of that waffle. Oops. Yeah, this is like a pencil case. I'm not sure what's in it. If I can open it, I'll tell you. I know you're all dying to find out. Ta-da!
So,
Paint.
I don't know. It's not one of yours, is it, Chris, that you gave me?
No.
Yeah,
No.
it's got some paints in
No.
it, Cotman watercolors. Might have. It's one of those things. Most people know you're a painter and they've tried and failed, or not failed, given up. They sort of bequeath you or donate paints to you, which is fair enough. But they're never those Shinzan watercolors that I love at £10 a tube. Whole beans, the other one. Remember that? Is that one? Yeah, that's one there. Can't even pronounce it properly. Horizon blue, high bunk, little baby tube like that of horizon blue that I'm coveting, because I can't remember what it was. It wasn't far off a tenner. Might be more. Because they're Japanese. I think Holbein. Probably same people as the Shins. I can't even say it now. Shanzu. Right. Waffle. Is it dried a bit? Yeah. What I was going to do was add some made up grey, which is, I'm going to make some burnt sienna. No, raw sienna, stupid boy. Get it right. Raw, and go over there. Raw sienna. And blue. Should give us a sort of a grey colour. Man-made grey. You can always test it on a bit of rummy watercolour paper. That's too brown still. A bit more blue. I don't want it to be very strong. That's a bit thing that I'll do. And I think I might just use a hairdryer on my picture for a snack. Not because I'm keen for it to dry, but because I'm not so keen on sticking my elbow in it. On my hand. The bottom bit that I'm going to be working on. So. Anybody watching football? No.
Half and half. I watch the England games, that's all.
Yeah.
I watched the second one, which wasn't very good. So.
Oh, against America.
I'm
USA,
watching
that was awful.
James was saying it's £8 a day to watch TV in hospital.
Is it
Apparently,
really? Oh,
yeah,
that's
they got one.
shocking.
He's got one in his room. And it's £8 a day. So, yeah, that's not too bad. Well, I thought Mel mentioned it earlier, and I said, well, I don't. If I thought the £8 went to the NHS, I would pay it.
Yeah, but it's not, is it? It's probably a private company that.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
that's what annoys. I found.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've mixed up some of that grey, and I'm trying to practice what I preach, and I just made it damp. I'm using this daft brush again. And I was going to drop in some of that yellow, which I put over there earlier, deliberately. Just on one side. brush is nice, but it's not. I haven't got that many brushes, but I'm always. This one's. I think it's sable. And it's very. The hair is very soft. Let's try and get some more colour in there. I was going to add a bit of the indigo. So I'm just dropping in colour where I think maybe the rigger would have been better there. Down one side. It's always an experiment, isn't it? Feel like a. I was going to say. Feel like a surgeon. Scalpel, rigger, sable. These sort of. Just a matter of teasing it in with a rigger. I'll start with that building. I don't know why I'm attracted to it. And the rest, the other ones I'm not so fussed about. I've put a bit of let's do think behind the colour behind. See how strong that yellow is? I did say, didn't I? That it's absolutely. Well, I can't even whinge at Terry about it now because he's no longer with us. Damn stuff. Autumn Gold, it's called. It's more. It's so strong, bright. And that was the stuff that's on the edge of the palette. This is where I need Mr. Weldon to come in with his magic 100 years of practice drawing. See, just done it now with the red. This thing I said before, I get so used to using panes of paint and squishing them in there. They go solid. I get so used to it being solid. When I top them up and start, yeah, so when I top them up with fresh paint, I can't get used to the feel of the palette. Touch it. I'm just putting some extra colour on. What I wanted was it to go not orange, but a sort of in-betweeny orangey colour. Got to dry it off and get the masking fluid off. Yeah, God, forgot about that. But I've still got that grey mix that I've mixed up, which is now going to form the basis in between, fill up the gaps in between. Come on, Mr. Weldon, help me out here. Where are you? You can't be serious. You've got to make it up because it's just too complex. Wow. I'm just not that sort of an artist. I just get bored with it after a few brush strokes. I think, wow. This is getting on me, you know. That's enough of this. But I've gone back onto that sort of rigor. You can see the sort of brushes. As you brush, it sort of stays pointed in an obscure direction, which is kind of nice. I've got a run back there, so I'm going to fill it It's not a run back, it's just where I haven't put any sky in. There you go. Good old Portsmouth. Only ever been there once. And that was when I was a little lad. My dad and his mate. Well, what was it? We had 3 kids. He had 2. They both bought motorbikes and sidecars and decided they were going to tour the whole of the south coast and go up into London as well. We all went there, and I remember one of the places was to go around on the Victory, which is what you do, isn't it? If you go to Portsmouth. Hailing Island, I can remember going there, which is down the road, and it's quite but it is one of those exercises in playing with water. Just mix up a bit more of me grey colour, just to prove that I'm not a one mixed artist. Like Charlie Evans is always telling people, you just mix it up again. You can spend more time doing this if you want. Well, I probably will as well, but try and look for darks within that conglomeration of colour and what have you. There's some quite dark bits near the front. And later on, at some point, I nearly said, don't worry about the tower, we'll paint that next time. Oh, no, that was what I meant. What I was going to say was later on, when you get your brush as you're working, this is drying off down the bottom, and I know this nice grey colour, you can add some dry brush work across the water. That's my plan. But it's damp. I didn't wet it, it's just the way it's gone as I've painted it. And I'm not sure if I've got any wrong colour, I didn't want burnt umber. It's I don't know what blue I've got in my palette. It's a sort of mix of ultramarine. I think there's more cobalt blue in there than I've had for a long time. So that's quite fun. Yeah, it's England and Wales tonight, apparently, on the big match.
Yes, big match.
Wow, big for Wales.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be big for us. We should be able to beat them. But as I say, I've just used this brush on the edge and just sort of not smashed it, but just dried it off, taken any, well, hopefully some excess off. And now I'm just, because it's gone, hopefully I'll get a dry brushy type effect. You can always test it on a bit of paper or the side if you do what I do like this. You'll see, don't always come off. Whoops. And just try and, well, earlier on I was putting darks, bits of, when it was wet, of the indigo here, just to intimate that there was some reflections coming down. So if I can get that to go, you can scrub it on a piece of paper. If you've got a clean bit, tissue or something. I want it to be like that, sort of all crinkly. Dry brush sort of feel to it. maybe I'm being a bit previous, really. I should do it later on with a bit more indigo. But if you just dip your brush straight in the paint as it is, you'll get that sort of feel. Once you start, don't stop. If you get a good bit, you know, a nice dry brush feel, keep going while you've got it, because they don't, it's not always easy to get it. Well, I don't think it is. While we're dark, we've got some real dark on there, and dry, add a bit more in here, but we can tighten that up later, anytime really, even though we never do. They're just words that come out. It's true, isn't it? We all do it. You think, oh, oh, I'll have a look at that later when it's dried off. Just add a bit of, what's my favourite clause? Might use a little bit of watercolor pencil on that later. Like on picture I tore off the sheet just earlier on was Ralph the dog, wasn't it? Or the he's been on there for so long. I'm thinking I'm going to finish that off, tidy it off, tighten it up. Got a bit dark on, so I just thought I'd put an extra bit on that. Anyway, that's it. We're on the road again. Oh dear. Willie Nelson. No one does it like Willie. That used to be oh, what was it? The one I used to play and sing that a Willie Nelson song in the care home. It's oh, what's it called? Oh, frick. I'm trying to get it right. Oh, yeah. I woke up, still not dead again today. I woke up, still not dead again today. The internet had said I'd passed away. Oh, this is in the middle of a care home full of people with, you know, it's all 40 or 50 people around me. Someone said, well, they did like it a bit. Someone said, we like Willie Nelson. Do a Willie Nelson song. So of course I go away and do research. Willie Nelson, so I didn't know many Willie Nelson songs. Of course that came up, still not dead again, and I thought, oh wow, that's got to be the one. Isn't it? Woke up, still not dead again today. The internet said I passed away.
Never believe who you see on the internet.
Well, it's dry. I've got to make it dry because I've got all this bloody well, ordinary. It's no bloody masking fluid. Just remember that. We're gonna have a rub it. That was all. What do you reckon? Have a go? I'll start at the bottom. I don't mind mucking that up. A few white bits down there. A few bits around the building. Yeah. Bit on the top. As I say, masking fluids. Not always the greatest thing on the painting, isn't it? I'm going up now, I'm going in the sky bit. Well, if that wasn't dry, I would have been going home for an early bath. Well, one of the reasons I put loads of paint around the edge was so that I could tighten it up round by where the pier is. Oh, it's denigrated. It's gone from a shard to a pier now. I'll probably have to put a tree frog in it.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear. Made me laugh at that. Called it a tree frog, and ever since then, all I can see is a tree frog. Right, here we go then. What do you reckon, a rigger? Or where to start? I'm not messing about with that paint. Practice on drawing straight lines. What's the technique? I don't know. Just stick the brush on and keep going. I woke up, still not dead. No, that's a tune that get on your nerves. There was the one I was thinking about this morning. Oh, yeah, doing it earlier because it's getting the C word starting to get prevalent now. So starting to look like Christmas. Oh no, I wish I hadn't said that. I just managed doing this. It's just gone out of my head. I haven't forgotten it. Now it'll be back. Starting to look good. There you go. What do you reckon? Some on that bit there now? Yeah. Well, the colour I'm using is rose, permanent rose. Also in crimson might work. You can always do I want it to blend in there? I think I do. So keep going up. Blend it around and then I'll lift it off. No, I won't. It's all right, I'm thinking out loud here. Normally it's later on you can get a tissue, a damp brush, and sort of lift the colour off and blend it in. But with permanent rose and alizarin crimson, you're going to have to struggle to do that, especially on this paper, which is Arches, and it's like I said before, or I've whinged about before, it's got that coating of well, the size is internal, so the paint soaks straight through the top layer of the paper and seals itself in. You can't get rid of it. It's dry, so I can put my hand on. Yeah, I think everyone gets the gist of what we're trying to do there. Paint of Christine Besant. Well, it wasn't till this morning when I was looking across at the picture, I suddenly thought, oh, flipping heck, it's a sail. It suddenly hit me. Well, came to me in a flash of panic, thinking, oh, this is well, I think me and Carol are we'll have our watercolor pencils up on top of this, just to tighten it up. Really, have I got a rigger? Let me find me a rigger. Yeah, rigger, and it's all right. There's loads of. I put pencil lines down here, so when I drew it, when I sketched it through, I tried to get these crossbars. I suppose it's got a lift inside, hasn't it?
It has, yes.
I tried to get them even, as in spaced out. So I remember doing it. I was thinking, I did one at the bottom, then the one at the top. And then thinking, right, there's another one there, another one. Oh, that was at the moment that I was thinking, I'm going off, Christine.
Thanks.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. She knows I mean it. Yeah, it's all right. It's not. It's one of those paints, but I think adding a little bit of watercolor pencil later on, you'd be able to get a nice sharp line down through and things like that. Where's me palette? Come back here, you little wee rascal. Well, I've sort of the beauty of one saving thing about that being permanent rose is, or Alzerian crimson, as it dries off, it won't. Well, always like shooting myself in the foot when you say it won't, then you touch it and it does. But I was going to say, you can paint a little bit over it and still see where your line is. That's damp there. Can't be. Must be. It can't be damp. It's been. I painted the sky agent. Didn't want it that blue. That I just wanted it to be an offset. Maybe a little bit of. A little bit of turquoise. Call it turquoise. It's just a light blue at this moment in time. Just seems to be stuck with that grey colour. Never mind. Clean water. Just blend it down. From there. And then drop some serious, nasty indigo in on it. See what the water does. All right. Get my normal, just a bit of a light ordinary blue. Drop a bit of that in there. It's not as blue as I want it to be. And that procedure is going to go right the way down through. I did swill the brush off. The idea was it would just be water, clean water, but my pot of clean water has deserted me. So I'm just going in amongst the gaps where I put the bars going across, especially this one here. I'm going to repeat what I just did.
Do that before you took the masking fluid off.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure. You can do, but I wasn't sure how good the masking fluid was put on.
Right.
If I would get any, because I just used, where's my masking fluid brush? It's an old, oh, it's there, I put it there, it's there. There. It's an old bristle brush that I just rub soap in it, then so it's all lava, not lava, but it protects it when you put the masking fluid on. And then so you can see getting a fine line with that end ain't going to be easy. So just putting a little fine line across there, it was a bit of a, well, it kind of did work, but you're never absolutely sure if you're going to get a really crisp line when you rub it off. I'll just drop in some colour on top. It's dried off now. I wanted the water to make it go, what's it, spread. This is the point, the moment when, as an acrylic artist, you think, hang on, I don't want to do it like this. I want to go whoosh, get the palette knife out and just have it in. Now, this is practicing what I preach in a way, because I'm just using clean water on where I've just put that bit of indigo. I'm just trying to spread it around, blend it. I think it needs to be a bit darker actually. Oh, a few spots. Just in that corner, think of it as a window. Well, wow, not half. Misses. I've still got plenty of that grey left. Let's use a different. Looks like I keep swapping brushes, but I'm not. I've only got, well, I am, but I've only got the two. A bit of the palette. It's a bit of that grey here. So this is gonna put the cat amongst the doodles. I'm gonna start there, clean water, and go right the way down. Right the way down. Maybe a bit more. Do it twice, because this paper's quite absorbent. Get some of this grey that we had from earlier. Now this is dried off a bit. Just going to put hopefully a thin coat of it. More. Down it. Keep going. Lovely jubbly. Just put in some darks really. Maybe I had a little bit of, could just use a leak. I'll try it. How it plays out. A little bit of very weak wash of indigo. This will be fun. Keep going. Don't be afraid. Keep that brush going. Where's and then, well, the sky looks nice. I'm happy with that.
I think all the buildings look good.
Well, they were meant to just meld in a way. But you can see what I'm doing. I'm adding, while the paints, I've added water, well, a weak wash of colour in, and while it's still damp, I'm just drizzling a little bit of extra colour on. just to build it up. Something like that. And then, yeah. The others, when it's dry, or as it dries off, we can, I know we're using watercolors, but there's nothing stopping me from adding more layers of, so I've only used one color on the building, on the Spinnaker bit. So I can easily, this has come out better than I thought it would, Chrissy, I'll tell you that.
I think it's looking really good.
The bits, just using, I've got the tissues in my hand, where the water is, just use clean water, I think. Just use clean water and blend it, and then you tissue it off. It's up to me, up to us, how we want to treat it. Try different ways. The thing is, once you've got a little dab of water, clean water on the area, you can just drop little bits of colour in and let them do some magic. Let the watercolour do some magic. I had that funny brush. Funny. It's probably an expensive sable brush that just turned up at some point. Let's try and find some dry lines to make it look like water a bit. Does have its uses, because when it does that on its side, it sort of gives you a yeah. Well, you can be playing with that for ages, Mr. Weldon. Get your rigor. And today's dark colour is sepia. It's just a matter of adding some extra details with the sepia. Some lines here and there. That's but you guys know all this anyway. The top bit, just going to turn it so I can stick my hand on it. Get a thin line up. I've got to run back, but I saw it there. I'm tempted to leave it. Just a matter of deciding, tightening up, isn't it? It's that part of the, get to a stage in the picture where you think, well, just tighten up a few bits. Yeah, I've got a little visitor. Mel's going to pop off to the hospital to look after number one. And I'm dog warden. He's all right. He's already trying to jump on my lap. You'll see him in a minute.
Oh.
Right. He just oh, I stuck my hand in paint. I think that's masking fluid there. Oh, that's pretty damn pleased about this. Actually, I didn't expect I'd get this amount of niceness about it. As I say, when you come to yours, watch this building here. There's more. It's more important, I think, to the balance of the picture than you probably realised. But then that's the nature of the beast, because I don't practice these earlier on. But the key colour, when Gordon watches this later, is our little friends, our old friend sepia, and it still is, because I mean, could spend days adding little, well, not amount of days, but quite some time doing what I'm doing now, just adding little lines of faux detail. I think not far off. I think I can put a few layers of crimson onto the building whenever I like, really. I'm not going to be brave enough to use the black board marker on parts of this because I just don't think it'll work. But these Shinzan colours do have a nice white, don't they? So I can add a few white highlights here and there, or we can, however you want. And then should have used a rigger. Should have gone to Specsavers because mumble jumble. Jumbly jumbly. There's a bit of finger. Some people would say that's the best brush you've got. Your finger. What was it Charlie calls it, Joyce?
Digital art.
Digital art.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because
He does a lot of it.
Does he? Oh.
Yeah.
That's what it is, isn't it?
Well, certainly with his acrylics he does.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. So say the if it dries off, I'll use a watercolor pencil on my plan, just to I can use a ruler and a straight edge and tighten that up a bit. And there's a few loose ends. Well, they're just tightening up things that you do when it dries. Like there's a little line here where the building is, a bit dry. But now where it's dried off, you can just tease it off with clean water and just blend it back in. And hence the reason I said right from the start, I've got these bits on here that I can use to Just blend it in. Let it dry back. It's got like a little bit of light on top of that building. It's drying back. Loads of bits I've missed. Well, that's what happens when you paint a picture, isn't it? It's 4 days later, you forget, oh, crikey, I forgot that bloke had 2 eyebrows. Or whatever, you know, it's that daft. So
Noreen sent a message in the chat and said that she has to leave.
am I going on a bit too long?
No, it's only 12.
No. Bye, Noreen.
And yeah, quite like this. Okay. I'm just putting bits of dabs of white on to remind me where it needs to be, really, or where I'd like it to be at some point. Tighten it up later. But this permanent rose, it's quite a strong colour, so when everything's dry, pretty sure I'll be able to increase the intensity as well. All I've got to do is put that brush. Oh, I've done it now. Put that brush in the colour and whoosh, I'm in trouble. Wouldn't think it was a watercolour, would you? The way it's sort of the intensity of it. Maybe it isn't. Tricking me all this time. Just need a stiffer brush. Too much water that time. That's why you need it dry when you're doing that, because you're using I do use the paper to guide your hand. To draw a straight line. It's an uncanny thing. If you try to do it let's make it a bit thicker then. Watch it. If you just try and do it loose, free, it's really difficult to get a fine line. You need your hand needs to be resting on something to help it guide. The board went for a little walk then as I tweaked it. Leave a little bit. That was a white there. I'm just blending it in. On that happy note. Early lunch.
I like the reflection in the water. Pink.
Yeah. Need some, don't I?
Mm.
Someone's awake here. Give me water. Not much. Just wanted it subtle, didn't we? It's so strong, this thing. It's incredible. Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to trying to do this with my wrong hand.
It's going to be
I'm
hard,
not
isn't
looking
it?
forward to it with the right hand.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Difficult to get the well, to decide the strength of the, well, I'm finding it difficult, the strength of the colour. So in the end, you just sort of throw caution to the wind and go with what you think will work. But I have got that little bit of leeway because the white being gouache, it never dries. So you can sort of add a little extra to it. You know, it'll blend a bit better.
I like this. I think it's very good. I like this one.
Right.
It's nice watching somebody else doing it.
yeah, we just let you do
Yeah,
it.
you could just take a photo of that and send it in and say we've done that.
Yeah,
I could just do a little bit of a wiggle somewhere. Make it
yeah.
I started out all right anyway.
Sky looks good, doesn't it?
It's very, very effective, isn't it?
Oh,
Well,
oh dear.
if you recall, it was just using the grey that I had mixed up that we were using from the previous thing, which was burnt sienna and the blue, or matey boys Terry's, I nearly said Terry Thatcher, Terry Harrison's shadow. If you've got some of that, and just added the blue, and then brought the indigo in afterwards when it was really nice and wet. Does look effective on the screen, I'll give it that. I haven't looked at I've hardly looked at the reference picture all the way through, to be quite honest. As I say, that as a purist, well, as an illustrator, you look at it and you think, oh, I'm going to get a watercolor pencil and just straighten that off. Maybe then those lines, you know, but even then you can miss and have it too wide. When it's dry, you could perhaps scratch a bit out and lighten these. Yeah, see, I'm doing it now. I'm already finding faults. Whereas just say, oh, you know, not a bad hour work.
Oh, that's good.
Good job, well done. Yeah.
Bit of digital art here and there. It's when it dries, it all changes anyway. Hang on. Oh, blimey.
I think it's quite difficult getting the right shade of pink.
Yeah.
I'm just looking around all my acrylics trying to think what I'm going to use.
Yeah. So we
Well,
haven't got that.
on, you know, I decided it's a magenta or more of a crimsony rose madder.
Oh.
Seemed to work for me.
No, it's good.
Oh, it's all right. You can knock it. The hardest bit, I reckon, was the drawing, sketching it out. It's all right if you've got like I say, if you're using oils, because you can just sort of scrap it, splap it on and scratch it off and use a cloth and, you know.
Yeah.
So I've never tried oils.
Go and see my little friend here.
Yeah, let's have a look at him. I bet he's grown.
We want Frodo.
Oh, oh, isn't he lovely?
He's stage shy.
Let's have a close up.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, it's lovely.
Looks like he's had a haircut, hasn't
He
he?
has
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He had his hair done last week.
Yeah, and the weather's
Oh.
turned colder now, so that's
He
not
also-
nice.
Yeah, well, he's half the size as he was.
yeah.
But he has his,
Oh.
but
Oh.
Dad combs his hair most days.
Oh, right.
Little neck
He's
hair.
got a
Oh.
sign then.
Got used to it now. Or he'd have your hand off. Well, and especially where his beard is, his moustache is. I have to hold that bit because it gets bits of food in it. But
Oh,
he-
he's
Normally,
lovely.
what he tends to do a lot, so I'll be sat here working on the computer and he'll sit across me and he'll put his head on there, and next thing I know I can do is
Oh.
it's snoring. Oh, look.
Oh, he looks a lovely, loving little dog, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
saw,
a
I
good
saw
boy.
his mum and brother, I think it was yesterday.
Oh,
They tried
right.
where you got him from. He
Mm.
was
Oh
big
yeah.
young. Yeah.
I think Mel, they do Mel sends them pictures and occasionally and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a nice family.
James, well, James might be in hospital, but I think it was he has got a scab on his head.
Oh.
Don't know if she might have caught him when she trimmed him. It's not a bite.
Right.
Don't but if it tends just to let him see what happens.
Yeah.
Yes, he's got a. That might have been hair clippers do it or something. Trouble is, his hair is so thick,
Yeah.
you can't actually.
Looking up.
Oh.
James,
How old is he now?
16 months, is it? Something like that.
Yeah, he's quite quiet, isn't
Yeah.
He's
Oh.
anticipating lunch.
he? Yeah.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Our tummies are grumbling.
Yeah.
I mentioned about salmon earlier, and that's it.
Mm.
He's my friend now, but
Oh.
he gets upset because Mel's not here. So.
Yeah.
Well, first thing he'll do when he comes back, if I take him out for a spin, a walk and that, he'll run straight back into where James' room is, look in there, and then he'll run upstairs to see if Mel's upstairs, you know.
Mm.
So he's part of the family now.
Yeah, it's
They have
lovely.
this characters, aren't they?
Mm.
You didn't see earlier when Leo was on my lap, he'd actually put his head on the table and his nose was touching the screen almost.
Oh.
I tried to take a photo as soon as I got my phone.
He moved.
Yeah, good.
Anyway,
Oh.
girls and boys, I'm going to have to go.
Yeah, and we'll see you next
See you
week.
next week. Yeah. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah,
Thank you. I
yeah.
think we'll need
We
it.
might, yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably end up with a sludgy mess.
I feel like saying to,
Yeah.
I feel like saying to Joyce, go on and put some circles all over that.
Oh, yes, we always
Yeah,
look
there's
forward to
there's an idea.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you come up with all these thoughts. It's good.
Got a weird imagination, I think.
Oh, I don't think I've got any at the moment. But
just enjoy it.
yeah, yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah.
If it goes wrong, it goes wrong, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You told me granny
You've
by the
tried.
time I see you.
Oh yes. Good luck.
What was that?
Sorry.
I said, I hope you'll be a granny by the next time I see
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Where is she having it? Were they planning on? It's not home or?
No, Pool Hospital. You've got to go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
oh wow.
I shall look forward to lots of pics.
Yeah.
yes, unfortunately, not being able to drive, I don't know when I'm going to be able to go and see them. I mean,
Yeah.
they
Oh,
for me, weren't they? But
Yeah.
I do feel as if I'm going to be a bit out of it this time, but never mind.
oh, you'll soon catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh dear, poor girl. She's got to go through that.
I know.
Oh dear.
We gave her nightmare stories about how Kathy was £9.6, and
Oh gosh.
I couldn't say anything though because I was £10.6 when I was born.
Well, my Dawn, she's only little like me. She had an 8-pounder. Harry, yeah.
My nephew's wife had one at £12.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
My sister's
Oh.
second one was 11.11, so yeah, I know.
Crikey, yeah. No, you can't imagine it, can you? Well, it's best not to.
God.
It used to make me laugh when we were our kids. Our mum used to say, how heavy is she? I said, I don't know, 12 stone 6.
12 stone 6.
9 stone 8.
Oh, makes your eyes water thinking
Yeah.
about it. Oh God.
Oh, it's great fun, all that gas in here.
Oh, wow.
On the same day, my sister's step grandchild is being born by cesarean, so they know it's going to be on the Friday.
Right.
Oh gosh.
If little
I'm
Brandon
not-
on the same day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty lovely.
Yeah. The expensive.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, they're very Dave and Kat are very down to earth. They've requested pre-loved, anything pre-loved. They don't want. They're very, very eco-conscious.
Oh, that's
Right.
nice.
They said, they're pre-loved and they don't necessarily want cards or anything. They said much rather just, just a message, because they don't believe in
Oh, that's
wasting
nice.
paper and things. They're very,
Yeah.
very
Mine,
eco-friendly.
mine, you can get some nice baby clothes because they don't wear them for long, do they? So they
No,
outgrow
no.
them.
Of course, Granny's been knitting, so she was knitting, so
Oh, right, yeah.
a little selection ready.
Uh,
A lot of them, the girls though, because obviously when I started, it was during lockdown, and then she had a miscarriage that year,
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's right,
I've already
yeah.
started knitting. So I've got lots of boys and girls. But
Yeah.
Right.
Dress them in anything really today, don't they?
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, that's true.
I was doing that the last few days, been driving Mel up and going up down the hospital. Of course, I'm seeing things and sights that I haven't.
Haven't you seen? Oh, that's
driving
new.
along, going, what?
That's new.
What? You're thinking in your head. You're thinking, what the hell is he supposed to be? It's like
Well,
you're driving around in a sci-fi movie.
Oh God.
It'll be quite interesting because they're both very strict vegans and the baby will be.
Oh
right.
gosh.
Right.
So it'll be interesting. I just hope that she can breastfeed as well as she wants to be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't
Otherwise,
do that with ours because like we're vegetarian.
yeah,
And when they were growing up, we sort of thought about it and said, okay, we don't want them getting to like James is now, or whatever, or later when they're having babies themselves and saying they've got medical issues because of the diet
Deficient.
they're brought up on.
Yeah.
So we just started to eat fish. Gave they used to have cod, fish fingers, anything with fish, tuna sandwiches, just to counteract it, just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
That there was some, but then I suppose you could argue medical knowledge has gone on a bit since then.
Yeah.
But I can't whack a bit of fish. We got smoked salmon today, haven't we? Yeah, guys,
Oh. Oh,
I can't
okay.
remember the last time I ate fish.
Oh,
It was
Mm.
years ago.
oh gosh. I don't think I could just eat all vegetables. I wouldn't know what to do to make them different.
Well,
The,
it's
hard,
not
the hardest
different.
part is you know, there's a preconception when you first start out that vegetarianism is easy, just a load of veg. It's
No.
so much more hard to cook.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot more to it. There's a lot
Yeah,
to
Yeah, normal's like you have meat and then 2 vegetables and a bit of mash, or
yeah,
2 vegetables and a bit of some chips, and 2, you know.
but now you can get vegan sausages and burgers and Kievs and everything.
Yeah.
oh,
just
yeah.
They
Yeah.
just
The real secret
Yeah.
stew. Veg stew, I want veg stew every day.
I'm getting hungry now, so I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Eat, go to
Good
sleep.
luck, everybody, and
oh,
look forward to seeing everybody's.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
take care.
yeah. Okay then. Bye.
Bye.
See
Bye.
you soon.
care.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Starting to look like Christmas.
Dirty kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, take a look at the 5 and 10. They're glistening again, and candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, and the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. Well, a pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots just the wish of Benny and Ben. The dolls that will talk and go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mum and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, there's a tree in the Grand Hotel and one in the park as well. The sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that will make you lean is the carol that you'll sing right within